What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for joining me once again. We're going to be talking about AVCT tonight. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video so that we can get this information out to as many people as possible who want to learn about the trade. With that said, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay, you guys, AVCT had a very interesting day today. I want you to be able to identify a couple things. This candle structure here, when you have I'm going to zoom in a little bit and take the indicators out so that you can be able to see what I'm looking at. When we have a green candle and we have a red candle following it, which body surrounds or eats the entire green before it, this is called a bearish engulfing. Now, bearish engulfing candles do signal a potential reversal, and in this case, a reversal to the downside. Now, there are a couple things that are giving us the signal otherwise. Now, first thing we should know on the bearish side is that these are two daily candles. The bigger the time frame, the bigger the hit rate. So when you're looking at a bearish engulfing in a 1 minute or a 3 minute or a 5 minute, chances are is that it's probably not gonna. It probably has a 50% chance whether it hits or not. The likelihood of a daily bearish engulfing hitting is a lot greater than it would be on smaller time frames like that. What I mean by things opposing this bearish signal is this. Actually, we're looking at volatility here represented by this indicator called BBWP. We are versing this with stochastic's momentum, or our momentum oscillator. Now, the momentum oscillator is pitched to the upside while we are coming down. We're now contracting from extreme levels up here. This was within the 97% up here. So we were within the 90 percentile of expansion of the BBWP. Usually when we're up to these levels, up to high critical levels like this, or even at the inverse, even at the bottom, like down here, like these areas here, it's signaling us that strong volatility is likely to come into either side. BBWP is direction neutral, so we pair it with the stochastic momentum or a momentum oscillator so that we can be able to gauge a bias in direction, right? Sorry guys, my tongue is twisting a little bit. Okay, so so in this case, we're reversing from a pretty critical oversold area down here, and it's still giving us an upside pivot. I have tested the stochastic's momentum in other in other tickers, and I have gotten at about a 93% success rate in its direction bias. So I still remain bullish on AVCT even with this massive bearish engulfing. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next chart. We have lots to talk about, and I want to make sure that we make these videos a little bit shorter, as feedback has been coming in about making the videos a little too long. I want to make sure that you guys can digest everything as soon as possible for the next trading session, being tomorrow. So let's move on to the next chart here. Okay, so yesterday we were... please mind you guys that I apologize that I didn't get to upload the video yesterday. There were some critical internet issues here at home, but I managed to upload the video today, just a couple hours ago, so that you guys can be able to kind of proof work me or proof check me, right? So that you can see whatever I said is more or less happening. Now, it's not that I can call this, it's just what the charts are saying. I am not going to give you guys false information. I am not going to give you guys something that I wish for the stock to do. In fact, I don't even have that many followers or subscribers so that I can be able to pump anything whatsoever. That is my devotion to you. I'm going to give you what the chart says, bullish or bearish. I'm going to give it to you as it is. I am not a pumper. I am just an analyst, and I use statistical measures and technical measures for me to be able to gauge what I'm going to say next. So, okay, with that said, let's continue again. Now, yesterday we were right about here at this candle. Actually, we were at this candle here, somewhere down to here, possibly. Now, what I did say was that there are psychological components applied here because we have a bull flag followed by a bull flag, or what looked like could have been a bull flag, right? And this could present a bull trap. Now, our bull trap did happen. Unfortunately, I did say that we can move from the $2.14 area where we closed yesterday up to the 296 area, likely to be where we find a rejection and a bull trap. I apologize for not seeing the exact number, but I will never be able to see the exact value. We actually ended up going up to the top, and it topped out at 282. You can actually see it right up here in these metrics here. So let's go to that candle, and it says right up on top that we had a high of 282 before it sold off. I was warning you guys about that potential, that the 1.272 fib ratio was a strong resistance, along with our potential 1.618 and our SMA 100 and SMA 50. Let's just make sure that it is the 50. Yeah, our SMA 50 and 100 could potentially work in conjunction with the bottom of this range, which is a gap that we still have to fill, along with the 1.618 and the 1.272. This was a huge obstacle here that we just need to get over. Not to mention that we do have the 200-day simple moving average, this purple line right in our gap here to be filled. Our gap also has a lot of rhyming with our 2.272 at the 403 level. So, and it's also very close to the 2.618 at 448. Please keep those targets in mind, or we can always just revert back to this video, or refer back to this video for that information. I am talking fast just because we got to try to make these videos a little shorter. Sorry, you guys. Some important key things to take in mind here are that we have now converted our 7-day exponential moving average and our 10-day simple moving average into now resistance. They are acting as a form of resistance and likely to have us look at some downside potential right here. So if I were to say some downside based on raw price action, I would say a test of 154 at the 0.382 ratio of our Fibonacci retracement tool. And if not that, then we can wick to the 0.236 at 135 for support before a continuation to the upside. What I am looking at here is that this can potentially be making what could be an ascending channel, and it could possibly be somewhere along the lines of, let's see, of this implied path. So we could possibly come down here, even wick down there, recover the channel, and continue our ascension here. But don't use that information as that is what's going to happen. I'm just speculating right here based on what the structure is starting to look like. We are making higher highs and a structure of higher lows as well. So it's important to note those things. Let's go ahead and move on to RSI and see if we can get some bias in direction for the coming session. Okay, let's start with the immediate short term, and this is going to be the 30-minute time frame. And this is a good thing. The 30-minute time frame is jumping into the bear weakness percentile. Now, I'm sorry, you guys, if you've heard this a million times, but I have to, okay? So this is our RSI indicator. It is split into two areas. This area being the bearish control zone, and this area being the bullish control zone. Both of these areas are split in two. We have bear weakness percentile and bear strength percentile, and inversely we have our bull weakness and bull strength. Same deal on the top where it's overbought above 70 and below excuse me guys, and below 30 we have our oversold section. In case you hear me talk about those bull or bear percentiles, now you'll know what I'm saying. So we have made a bullish cross, or we have used our moving average as support and are now entering bear weakness percentile with a slight upside pivot. So this is suggesting upside almost immediately. So let's look at our 15-minute and see. 15 minutes giving us no bias within the bear weakness percentile. I don't like using 5 and 3 and 1, but But whatever. So the 5-minute could also potentially be suggesting upside, but it's direction neutral right now. The only reason that it would be suggesting upside is through looking at our moving average facing to the slightly upside, and that we're in bull strength percentile. Let's go ahead and move on to the bi-hourly RSI. Bi-hourly RSI looks like it has an upside pivot as well, and we're getting closer to the shallow area of the bear weakness percentile. We could jump into the into bull strength. Into bull weakness pretty soon. Let's look at the 4-hour. The 4-hour, we're still trading above. We're still trading below the moving average, but we are rejecting the bear strength percentile with an upside pivot. This is good. So we could potentially be seeing mid-session green for the AVCT asset. Now, this is a special one. I wanna touch bases on this with you guys. So this is when we have a divergence that's coming down from this point to this point, and it's crossing all this area. This is called a phantom drive, or a phantom divergence, particularly bullish. They're hidden. It's because, it's phantom because it's like buried within all this action here, and we can also see on the price action based on this point here to this point here that it's a downtrend, and we have an uptrend on RSI. So this is a phantom drive of bullish divergence on the 8-hour, which does carry some weight. We are direction neutral. However, we are within the bear weakness percentile, and we are above the moving average, but please know that we're at critical levels to enter bear strength right here. So if we're gonna make this bullish return, it has to be almost right away. Moving on, let's look at the 12-hour RSI. 12-hour RSI is almost direction neutral as well. It looks like it's pivoted to the upside and attempting to enter bear weakness. We're trading above the moving average, which is good. And let's look at the daily to see if the daily suggesting downside below the moving average, prime to enter the bear strength percentile. Direction neutral within the 2-day, within the bi-daily, and the 3-day is also neutral. So tomorrow could actually start off, referring back to our 30-minute, tomorrow could start off bullish, followed by some sell-off, like what I was saying about retracing back to the 236 level or the 382. We could see a potential entry at 154 and 135 between these areas here, if it is that we even get to touch these areas before a continuation to the upside, and finding our first form of resistance likely at about 224, where our 30-day exponential moving average is, followed by resistance at 271 and 316. These areas could be the following session, if not, if we don't have that much juice for tomorrow. So you guys, but I think AVCT, it looks like it's preparing for a pretty good upside move, considering this bearish engulfing. Just please know that we do have to give this some weight, since it is on the daily chart, and usually bearish engulfings appearing in large time frames like this, they tend to give surprises and have things actually move towards the downside pretty impulsively. So I would suggest to practice with utter and proper risk management. Make sure to use your stop losses, because the stop losses for us traders are there to make sure that we can survive for another day. Anyway, you guys, I have to say that I am not a financial advisor. Please take what I say and what I do and what I suggest as a form of entertainment. I am not suggesting for you guys to sell or buy any type of asset. And with that said, that's it for the video, you guys. I'll make sure to catch you at the bell tomorrow. If any questions, make sure to hit me up on Twitter or Discord. I'll make sure to leave the links below. And see you at the bell. Adios.